very few people will have that position that you have. Do you get brought into an MCU school to go, this is your character, this is what's going on? Because there's so many things happening. I kind of wish there's some sort of school that you go to.
You know what? I really wish there was as well, because I could really have done with that. Yeah. My Marvel knowledge is not the best, and I'm going to admit that right off the bat. I didn't grow up watching these films, and I wish I did, because I feel like I've really missed out. But I'm catching up now, and it's the biggest joy. There's such a wealth of material out there, and these incredible stories, and an amazing community of characters and fans, and it feels a really, really great thing to be a part of. Someone should start that school, is basically what I'm saying.
That's a really good theme park. Imagine you're going away for summer school for 2 weeks. You got the whole MCU.
Come on, that must exist. I'm sorry.
It's a good idea.
It must exist somewhere.
I like that about the fans, the way you touched on that. It's something beautiful when people can come together to talk about something that they enjoy and have fun with, isn't it?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I think it's what life's all about. These finding people who are like-minded and share similar interests as you, and these films have such soul, and that's been a really beautiful thing to see and to learn from. And yeah, having now met some of the fans in Berlin, and we'll be meeting more today in London, and it's a really beautiful community.
How do you do it with your friends? Because if I knew you and I knew you were doing this, I'd be like, come on, tell us what's going on. What happens in it? Is that hard?
It's not hard, because now that I've been at Marvel for 5 years, they know the drill. So most people don't even ask me. But every now and then, my trainer will ask me a question. Oh, I saw this online. I just say, dude, I can't answer that. So.
Your character, Cassandra Nova, can you tell us a bit about the character and where that position is in the whole movie without spoilers?
Ooh. Yes, I will try. So yeah, Cassandra's the villain. That's actually pretty much about all I can say. But she's, I guess, not what you might expect from an average villain. I think she's pretty hard to read. She's kind of the hero of her own storyline. I'm pretty sure she always thinks she's winning, as she should. She's got a great deal of confidence, and it really comes across. And she just likes to play. She likes to play with, the other people around her and keep them on their toes.
That sounds interesting, the way that you're allowed to play with them. Because it's Charles Xavier's twin. Isn't that right?
Yes.
Cassandra.
Yeah,
so that makes
sister.
it even more. Did you know anything else about that? Did you have to go back and look and see what Charles Xavier was like?
Yeah, I watched both. I went back and looked at both Patrick Stewart and James McAvoy's performances of that character. And because it's quite a hard thing when your power is so internal, and how they sort of performed that. And I tried not to do anything that might be, too similar, but it was really interesting to get that sort of sense of that world, that inner world.
I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just because I'm gay, but when Hugh Jackman does that voice, the Wolverine gravelly voice, what's it like standing in front of him when it goes, ugh? I can't even do it. Sorry, that's a terrible version of me trying to do it. But what's that like seeing it live?
Yeah, earth shaking. But you should see him lifting weights before we roll. That's also, I get a feeling you'd like that. Yeah, I mean, he's wonderful, and it felt really intimidating starting this job, because obviously Ryan's been playing his character for so many years now, and Hugh's been playing Wolverine for 24, and there's just such a wealth of experience there, and this character is really in his bones, and I guess that's also kind of what you're saying. This voice, rumbles up, and there's such a connection there, and it was an amazing thing to see. I mean, some of our scenes we had together, I sort of had to remember that I had lines, because his performance is just so raw and so good.
Honestly, I think watching Hugh Jackman on set doing anything any day is special. He is such an extraordinarily talented actor and such a real presence. And by the way, a wonderful human being in addition to all of that. But, there are several days I can remember in the tent, people being so moved by his performance, moved to tears multiple times. And it's just a real joy and pleasure to work with him, really.
So we're here in Dublin in Ireland at the minute, and Hugh did a tour of Dublin only recently.
Oh, that's
and
right.
he drank in my pub, the one that I always go to.
No.
And they just had beautiful words about him. So what you're saying just adds up to, when he's even out of work, he's just a genuine guy.
You know, he is the nicest, genuine guy, and I have so many great stories about him, but I also remember one day on set, you know, I don't think he ever had an assistant on set with him. And one day we were out in the real world on a very large location where you probably saw paparazzi photos of that 20th Century Fox logo. And we were turning around, and that's it. You know, we got to move all of this equipment from here to here. And I look up, and Hugh is carrying his chair. He's moving his own chair. Like, we've got a whole staff and army for this. You know, it's just one of the many things that doesn't surprise me about him anymore at this point.
Was it fun? Because I'll tell you, it looks like fun because they have such passion for this, and Deadpool and Wolverine, as he just says, has been in their bones for so long. Are there some times where you forget it's work, that you laugh too much and you're going, Jesus?
Yeah, definitely. It was such a fun set to be on. And you know, on jobs like these, the tone is really set by the people at the top, and it sort of trickles down. So Sean Levy, our director, was just one of the nicest people. He's one of the nicest people ever, and same for Ryan and Hugh. Yeah, and they're all hilarious. And Ryan's obviously so funny and leaves so much room for improv and has so many great ideas, and you sort of get caught up in this really wonderful... yeah, we just had a wonderful time.
Ryan Reynolds, is he the biggest messer you can ever... I just would say, if you were in school now, it's like Ryan, get to the back of the class, get out of the class. Is he just such a messer all the time?
You know, this messer word is Irish, so I don't know if I know it.
Oh, sorry. So,
like
so
clown?
messer means a clown. Yeah, but a lovable clown. A messer is a lovable clown who loves to crack, which in Irish means fun and not, yeah.
He is just, honestly, I think maybe the funniest person walking this planet. And he's, by the way, very well behaved, but very funny, which makes working with him such a delight and such a joy, because, you know, every day you're going to have fun at work.
And it's such a passion project for him, isn't it? Like, and I think that's what everyone has bought into it so much, because you can see how genuine he is about this whole universe and Deadpool himself. Does that come across on set all the time?
Totally. I mean, there's a reason that it's been 6 years since the last Deadpool movie. He's the first one to tell you, because he's so totally and wholly committed to this project, and he knows what his own expectations for the film and what it has to be, and he knows he's so in touch with his audience, you know, and he never wants to disappoint them. So wait, now I forgot the beginning of the question.
Oh, just, you know, like, so is he so, like, is all that, you can see that on set because he's so passionate about the project? Totally.
Him and Hugh, by the way, they're so protective of these characters, and they're both so fiercely committed, and it really truly inspires the rest of the cast and the entire crew. Everyone just wants to work so hard and wants to do their best work, because we see it happening from the top down.
Amazing. Well, look, best of luck when this movie comes out. I cannot wait to see the rest of it. I'm gagged.
Thank you so much. Let me know what you think. Find
me on
London. Insta. Okay.
Enjoy London. Go wild. Wendy, thanks so much for chatting to me today.
Virgin Radio.